Cinderella. Cinderella was a 12 girl who lost her mother at birth. She was the son of a rich and living merchant, and both of you lived a happy life. As time passed, her father felt lonely and ended up getting married again. His new wife also has 2 rows. Apparently everything was still fine. The years passed by. The worst event. Pi de Menina ended up dying. After his father died, his stepmother told him at home that she was from Cinderella and showed her true face. Cinderella then went on to live with her evil stepmother, together with her 2 daughters who have aged Cinderella's beauty and transformed her into a servant. She had to do all the domestic services and was still free from misdeeds and misdeeds. Her refuge was the basement room of her own house, where she could plant her country and the time she was happy. Her only friends in life were now the wild animals of the forest. The time has passed. Cinderella and her stepsisters grew up. It was then that one fine day, it was announced that the king would hold a ball so that the prince could choose a princess from among all the girls in the kingdom. In the invitation, distributed to all citizens, there was a warning that all girls should attend the ball promoted by the king. Cinderella's stepmother knew she was the prettiest in the land, so she told her she couldn't go because she didn't have an appropriate dress for the occasion. Very sad, Cinderella went to her attic room and stood at the window, looking at the castle on the hill. She cried and prayed a lot. From her prayers and tears, her fairy godmother emerged, who comforted the girl and used her magic to create a beautiful dress for Cinderella. She also turned pumpkins into a beautiful carriage, and the little forest friends were transformed into humans, a coachman and Cinderella's helpers. Before her goddaughter left, the fairy godmother gave her a warning: the girl must arrive before midnight, or all the magic would undo in everyone's eyes. Cinderella arrived at the party like a princess. She looked so beautiful that she wasn't recognized except by her stepmother, who spent the whole night telling her daughters that she thought she knew the girl from somewhere, but couldn't say where. The prince, as soon as he saw her, invited her to dance. Cinderella and the prince danced and danced all night. They talked and laughed like 2 soulmates and soon realized they were made for each other. It turns out that the fairy godmother had warned that all the magic would only last until 1 past midnight. When the clock struck 12 minutes past 1, Cinderella had to run away. That's when she left one of her glass slippers on the stairs. The prince, very worried about not knowing the girl's name or how to find her again, took the little shoe and set out to search the kingdom and other cities. Many girls said they owned the shoe, but none of their feet fit into the shoe. When the prince knocked on the door of Cinderella's house, the stepmother locked the girl in the attic and only let her 2 daughters try on the slippers. Despite the ugly girls trying hard, the glass slipper won't help. That was when an assistant to the prince saw that there was a girl in the attic window of the house. Under the prince's orders, the stepmother had to let Cinderella down. The girl then tried on the shoe, but before it even fit on her feet, the prince already had the certainty in his heart that he had found the love of her life again. Cinderella and the prince got married in a beautiful ceremony, and years later they would become king and queen, famous for their good heart and enormous sense of justice. Cinderella and the prince were happy forever and ever, while her stepmother and jealous sisters were left in misery and could only watch Cinderella's happiness from afar. And this is the end. To the next.